Good afternoon, everybody. Another cold, rainy fall day, but that's not going to stop us. We are recording on the ZV-E1. We are heading out for the swamp. I was going to take Gage for a walk, but Gary's no fool. In my pocket, I've got the old reliable camcorder with some zoom. As we mentioned the other day, I just felt like walking around with this camera, which is pretty good. We can get, me talking to you guys, we can get footprints or anything like that, but we just can't get any zoom. If I see something out in the woods and I want to get in on it, we need that camcorder. And I think we're going to just use the camcorder in the future only. But I have ulterior motives. I'm having issues with this camera, so I have to get out here and film and do some longer recordings with it. I think it's the SD cards. I'm not sure. It just hangs, the camera freezes, and I've got to take the battery out of it, just like the GoPros. I'm quite familiar with that scenario. So, actually something I want to do before we get too far into this walk, guys. I asked you guys on this channel, Bigfooter Gary, to join our membership program. We're in the pilot program for YouTube. If we can get 30 of you guys in the next month to join that, YouTube's going to give us 500 bucks. And I need to thank, in no specific order, because I don't know, I do know who the first one to sign up was. It was Vixen Doe. So huge shout out to Vixen Doe, as well as the rest of these guys. Lost Connection, Deborah Long, David Boyce, Larry Doty, Cheeky Kiki, Johanna Berendal, hope I said that right, and Ma Darville. Those are our first subscribers to our membership program. So, according to this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. According to this, I need 22 more of you guys to get on board. So let's do this. We're going to take that 500 bucks from YouTube. This is one of our famous loopers right there. As you guys can see, it was actually growing again this year. It had leaves on it, so even though it got looped over, it never did die. Oh, there's so many good things to smell, eh, Mr. Gage? Come on, let's go. There's no Bigfoot in there, let's go. I sure am happy to see you guys. It's actually raining hard enough that I've put that other camera away, and we're going to film on the camcorder for a bit. Yesterday in my YouTube feed, I saw a video pop up from Bob Gimlin. Not the original Bob Gimlin, not spelled the same way. This is just a YouTube guy who breaks down videos, has a supreme interest like the rest of us in Bigfoot. He does lots of cool stuff. And on his channel, he was discussing the Freeman footage. Okay, so most of you guys should be familiar with that. Back in the early 90s, I believe that was recorded on a shaky SD camcorder. But I have always found that footage to be very convincing, okay? Just as convincing, I believe, as the Patty film itself. There's actually, he has footprints that he casted in that video. You actually see the Bigfoot. You know, he exclaims, "There it goes," as it's crossing in front of him. And I believe there's 2 sections of film. Now, Gimlin only covered one of them yesterday on his channel. It's the very beginning where the Bigfoot crosses the first path. I believe Freeman, I'd have to go back and watch the original again. he follows it and he keeps going, and eventually it crosses in front of him again. And I can't remember who broke it down. Thinker Thunker. They thought it looked like the Bigfoot bent over, picked up a baby, and then continued on, okay? So I'm gonna have to go back and revisit that stuff. It's been years since I've watched it. I'm gonna have to go back and re-watch that footage because it did remind me that that is one of my favorite Bigfoot clips. And some of you younger, newer researchers and guys with an interest may not have heard of that. You should have if you're really interested in Bigfoot. And I believe we should break it down on this channel. I mean, I guess enough guys have done it that I don't need to add my 2 cents. What could I add that they haven't already added? Other than telling you guys that I believe that is authentic footage. I believe that he was an authentic person. He didn't try to make money off of it. You know, he wasn't out there selling every day, promoting, oh, look at this trackway I found. He just did it. He just cast his stuff. He went about his business. He didn't try to open up a Bigfoot museum. You know, he just recorded what he saw and found. And I think that is the most credible thing about this guy. He's like, they're there. I know they're there. I go out looking for the evidence because I know where I keep finding it. And he recorded it. He had lots of videos. He had many track casts. Anyway, check out Bob Gimlin's video from yesterday. I'll link below, okay, in the description, guys. I thought it was interesting. He talks about Dr. Meldrum going to surprise visit Freeman and them going out in the truck and finding a trackway. And it's very interesting the discussion he has about that as well. So I'll let you guys watch that video. I won't ruin the surprises of what, you know, Bob breaks it down, and his thinking is pretty much my thinking as well. You have to do it from an analytical point of view of, if Freeman is hoaxing this stuff, wouldn't he go more out of his way to show his work? You know, guys that do this are very proud of their work, right? This might be another great place to set up a trail camera right here in this little clearing. I can see a very well used path here, deer and whatever else. Right in this area before, right here somewhere, we recorded clacking. Remember these rocks? We came in off the trail down there, we came up, we looped all around and looked in here. I don't come up here a lot. Yeah, I have to say, for this kind of adventure, guys, 100% I prefer the camcorder where I can instantly zoom in. It's just second nature for me. You know, I push the focus button when I want to talk to you guys like this. I turn the camera around, push the focus button again. We can zoom in on whatever we want. And I'm 100% sure we're not going to miss anything with this camera. the new camera has its place. We can add some really cool bee footage of, you know, close-up stuff we find, but what is this? Oh, this is what this is. It's a ladder. Somebody's made an old deer hunting stand out of a pallet, out of a wood pallet. So what's happened here is Bigfoot clearly didn't like the hunting stand and pushed that spruce over, crushing the ladder and knocking the tree stand down. I've never noticed that one before. That's been down for a long time. So I'm trying to go into some little areas here that we don't usually get to today. Just looking for, you know, to get off the beaten path here wherever I can. Oh, we came out on this big rock and a raven found me, flew right over, corked a few times. You watch, you'll be back with a bunch of friends shortly. The wind is really picking up. I'm almost tempted to just sit here and wait for that raven to come back because we know stuff happens. When they find me, stuff happens. That one's a new fresh break right there. So Tom texted me last night and he said, come on out and listen to this. And so I went out on the deck. The fox was screaming. So 2 nights now I've heard the fox screaming. I don't know why this time of year, but she is. You know, it makes me wonder. I go back all those years to 18-year-old Gary hunting up north at my buddy Dougie's camp. It was probably the exact same week that we're in right now in October. It was just after Thanksgiving. You know, is that what I heard? And just was not familiar with the screaming fox. You know, it's been so many years, 25 years or whatever it's been. Well, more than that. But I remember at the time, very limited resources listening on the internet to screech owls and cougars, probably the foxes, anything that I knew lived in the area. And nothing that I found lined up with that. But it's not to say that that isn't what I heard all those years ago. You know, is that the simple answer? Has Gary, you know, spent 4 years of his life trekking these trails looking for something? And the answer is as simple as the fox, which we have right here, the screaming fox? You know, that doesn't explain the footprints that we find. We have found a few. That doesn't explain the teepees that we've found here on this property. I haven't found any new ones in quite a while, and none of them were fresh when we found them. They had all been stacked against each other for a long time. So what does that mean? I don't know. Some of you guys get upset with me because I try to keep it real and I'm realistic. Many of you appreciate that. And that's just who I am, okay? It's a science-based hard facts guy. All I can say is that whether you agree with me or not, and many of you don't, many of you are like paranormal, portal jumping, Bigfoot, that's what it is. You're 100% set on that. That's fine. I'm not here to convince anybody otherwise. In fact, I try to keep an open mind and say, hey, it could be something like that. And that's what you need to appreciate about me in this channel, is that I am open-minded, okay? I don't agree that that's what it is. I don't come out here looking for portals. That's not true. That's absolutely not true, because we do investigations out here where we've taken the rods. We came out here with the EMF detector the other day. So I guess, in fact, I am looking for portals. I don't expect to find portals, I guess is what I should say. But I am actually getting out here and looking and checking stuff. And I think that's what you need to appreciate about me and Gage. We actually get out here and check this stuff out. Kind of a weird structure right there. It's like a giant teepee. Can't please everybody, and I do try. I think that's my problem, is I get upset because viewers of the channel get upset, and then I get upset, and really, you can't please everybody, and I just have to remind myself of that, and I have to stay true to myself. And I think we do a pretty good job of that around here. I try to find real evidence, and I know that this is the time of year. It's kind of coming to the end of when we get all those strange noises. We haven't had any in a while, but there's a section each time in the fall, and we went through it this year again, where for 2 or 3 weeks, I got all kinds of recordings, and I don't know what was in those recordings. I can't definitively say that's a fox, or that's the ravens, or whatever. I can't. I don't know what it is. All right, I've got to say, guys, I think I've sorted out what the problem is with this ZV-E1 memory card. I've probably made 25 clips just walking around back here, you know, videoing trees and rocks and whatever. And it has not messed up once, so can I confirm that? Not 100%, but I'm feeling pretty good because I was getting kind of stressed out. You know, spend thousands of dollars on a new camera and then have something like a $130 memory card mess everything up. And I wonder if the memory card is actually what's messing up the high bit rate files. The computer's having issues with those too, as I mentioned. There's a lot of screen tearing going on, and I wonder if it's just because all of the data is not being recorded. I don't know. I'll have to switch camera modes, not in this video, and play around with that some more, but it was stressing me out. It really was. I gotta crawl under this log now. Oh, of course, Gage. You won't let me get through here without licking me to death, I know it. Come on. It's very thick in here. Yeah, super thick back here. I guess that's why I don't come in here very often. We're definitely on a trail right here. I don't know if it's just a deer trail or what, but I just heard something. I think it was coming from behind me. Some kind of yell. And of course the wind is picking up at the exact same time. Oh wow, guys. I just got a terrible message on my phone. You know, we talk about thinking of someone and feelings, and yesterday when I left Dad's place, I stopped by Uncle Harv's on the way home. And I hadn't seen him in over a year because he didn't hunt last year. So I stopped to see him yesterday. I had a visit. He had pneumonia. And he said he wasn't feeling so good. And we talked about we'd be going hunting here in a couple weeks. I said I'd text him and let him know. And so I had a good hour's visit with him. And I just got a message that Uncle Harv passed away last night. I'm gonna end this video here, guys. I'm kind of in shock. I don't know what to say.